Hello and welcome back to Holopon Solo Sagas. So today we are recording more solo role-playing games, and of course because I am just somebody without my own recording studio, because I can't afford a recording studio and I have no soundproofing, this is the only time I can play this game, and so I have people fixing the roof over on that side of the house and people doing some building stuff on that side of the house, and we'll probably have airplanes going over as well. So if you have sound problems today, I do apologise. I will be as clean as I can. If they start doing something noisy, I will try and stop. But unless you want to buy me a recording studio, I think we're both going to have to put up with it. And today we are playing Cyberpunk Red. So, yes, we are playing Cyberpunk Red. Today we would be doing the warehouse run. We are going to do the warehouse run. I have set up, I've got the map set up on the screen. Thank you very much to subscribers for returning for this episode of Cyberpunk Red. If you're not yet a subscriber and you have been interested in watching me play Cyberpunk Red, I do play other solo role-playing games. Basically, I am an improvisational storyteller using the game to tell the story. So if so, do subscribe. I got distracted. Thank you very much to the members of the Adventurers Guild for supporting me, enabling me to do the things that I do. Thank you very much indeed. If you would like to support me as well, you can join the Adventurers Guild. So we would now be on Friday. So this is now Friday the 30th of September. We have been tasked to going to a warehouse which is over in Rancho. I'll put the map up and I'll show you where Rancho is. It's across that bridge, so we'd have to get across the bridge. There's various things in Rancho. If you have the Tales of the Red street stories, there one of the adventures is set in Rancho, so there's a few things. There is a night market here, the RC night market, with loads of small vendors in it. Miriam might have wanted to have gone there, because there's some stuff that Miriam would probably want to do to her decks before going here if she gets a chance on Friday. It'll cost her 200 creds, Eurobucks rather. They have 250 Eurobucks left to their name, so they need to do this job to earn the money for this job. That would be to extend the range of her deck and to harden it against fire damage, particularly as it's burst into flames twice so far. And I was reading through the core book, and you can get that stuff. So if she could get the parts, which Timu could easily get for her, she should be able to fix that up and do those two bits during the day on the Friday to make her ready for going on the run Friday evening. Okay, so what I hadn't read is that the installing the hardware is going to take slots. And she is already at, so she's got 6, she's got 1 slot left, so they will spend 100, leaving them 150, and she is going to get insulated wiring. That means her deck is now at capacity. It's just it's just a slottable piece of software, a slottable piece of hardware. So it will go into one of the chip slots. It will go into one of the chip slots. And what it does is it insulates the wiring so the deck cannot catch fire or cause the user's clothing to catch fire as the result of a program effect. They're going to head to right, so she will do that during the day. Owen is getting his stuff prepped. Timu is doing some last minute investigation. So he would have Timu would have come here during the day to have a look and see what it is. So let's make Timu do a streetwise roll and see if he could have a look around this warehouse, see how it is without someone catching him and telling him to get lost. So Timu's streetwise is 11. He is going to use, because there's complementary skill rolls. If you do a complementary skill roll, you can get a +1 on your real skill, but there's no loss. So if you fail your complementary skill roll, you still get to do your roll. So anytime you're going to do a skill roll in Cyberpunk Red, basically use a complementary skill to assist you. It's foolish not to, because there's no loss otherwise. So he is going to use local expert to see if he can get across the river without causing any issues, locate this warehouse in the Rancho district, and be able to deal, like just have a bit of a recce, have a little bit of recce. So he'll do that. If he succeeds on this roll, we'll say it's every day. It's an everyday thing for him to be able to find it, which means he needs to roll higher. He's got a local expert of 10, which means he needs to roll higher than a 13. Not a 13, higher than a 13. A 9, right, cool. So he gets now +1 on his next roll. So he's now going to attempt to come around this warehouse and have a look and see what he can see in the warehouse around the outside. So he's coming to the car park. He's trying not to look too shifty, and he's having a wander around the car park. If anyone asks him, he will then try and get out of issues. But at the moment, he's going to try not to be noticed. He has an 11 as streetwise, which with his +1 gives him a 12. We will say it's going to be difficult to accomplish without training or talent. It's going to be difficult for him to do without someone trying to stop him and tell him to get lost. He's not meant to be here, which means he needs to beat a 15, which means he's got a 12. He needs to roll 4s. 2, so he fails it. Now, what Bruce, I think his name was Bruce, suggested was a new thing to do with luck, which was if you use luck points before the roll, you get a +2. If you use luck points after the roll, you get a +1. And as he only needs 2 points to get a success, and then he can recce the area, Timu will spend 2 points of luck at this point, taking his luck to 5 for this session, to give him the ability to basically, so what we'll do is we'll explain it that someone's about to come through, and tell him, what's he going to do? We'll just say the luck is a chance. So he has a chat to him, has a laugh and goes, oh, no. I'm just trying to assess whether this warehouse is going to be a good use for the company or the warehouses within this area. Just having a look around, and then I'll be out the way. And he's chatting to the bloke. They do a bit of conversation about the sports teams that are playing in Night City, about some of the gang issues that are occurring in the city, ranchos outside the city. Ask the bloke where he lives, stuff like that. Just pointless stuff. But that's the spending of the luck to allow him to go around. So what he would see is, and I'll turn slightly this way whilst you have a look at this map, or maybe I'll make this map bigger, is he would see that the front, there's 2 double doors coming into the warehouse. And around the side here, there's a set of stairs that goes up to the 2nd floor, and then there's a door up on the 2nd floor. The building here is, this looks like a double building, so the warehouse doors are quite high warehouse doors. They go higher than a single level, but they're not too high. So this is obviously a large storage area inside. Maybe the doors, let's make, Timu can make a luck roll. He's now only got a 5. He needs to get, so we'll say it's simple, which means he needs to roll a 10 or more. His luck is 5, he needs to roll a 5 or more, that the door opens up whilst he's there, delivery comes and he gets to have a look inside. 7, okay. So the door opens up whilst he's wandering around, and a truck comes in, parks inside the bay, and he gets to sort of walk past and have a look inside. And so we would say to the player, okay, so we'll show inside that it looks like that there's a walkway on the 2nd floor. So if he's looking there, he can see this. There's a room up here, and there's a security guard wandering around inside this room that he gets to see. There's, Timmy obviously isn't there. There's a walkway that the player would get to be able to see through the doorway there. So through the door over this side here. There's a walkway that goes across the top 2nd floor that he would be able to see, going into a room. There's stairs that come up. There seems to be a security guard up here. Chances are that, you can't see from my, chances are, so there's a security guard up here. Chances are that is an access point that Miriam would need to know about. And there's a walkway coming across here up on the 2nd level. He's looking through this doorway here. He can see that there's rows of stuff and there's other rows further up over here. He can then see inside that there is a an automated ground drone, like a dog, which looks like this, wandering around inside, which he could just see through the door from a glimpse. And he just catches the glimpse of a drone flying past, doing patrols inside this warehouse. The warehouse is, he can see from this doorway here, so we would show all the way back from that doorway there, that the warehouse goes back quite a long way, and there's shelves all over the place inside. And that's what Timu gets to see. So, we will then have Timu go back and talk to Miriam and Owen, explain what it is. Miriam needs to get within 3 squares, 3 hexes of the access point. I think it's 3 of the access point, because you couldn't extend range, to be able to then, I wonder if they could get her outside. Actually, they could get her outside, couldn't they? If they could get her outside, she's she's outside 246, which you need to plug in. And this is a wireless access point. Well, we can give her a security role. So we'll see if she can go outside and do a security role. If she can go outside and do a security role, then she can hack in and get a manifest, and they can try and get in and get to the thing. If she can't get outside and do that, then they need to get inside, and then we'll see what happens, and we will randomly roll and see if there's a nighttime delivery, or they'll go through that single door on those stairs and try and get across. That's what we'll do. So, cut scene. So that was a scene, them all sort of talking and deciding what they're going to do next. Cut scene to them getting in a cab, travelling across to Rancho, and then coming outside. It's late at night. We will do do they have a, so what is Rancho? Rancho counts as, so Rancho is described as a vast stretch of old Beaverville style housing taken over by tent cities and industrial zones that have grown out of the corpses of previous mini malls, hence the warehousing. It's a moderate to combat zone. So we'll call this area moderate, because you're not going to put warehousing in a combat zone, which means there's a 1 to 3 chance that they might get an encounter when trying to come up here. 1, okay. So there is an encounter when they try to come up. So let's roll an encounter. I think because it's moderate, we are going to avoid, if we roll anything above 70, we will re-roll. Blues. 18, corporate guards. A group of corporate guards equal to the players patrolling the area, carrying smart link heavy SMGs. What are you doing on the property after midnight? Can't have a good reason. Use security officers, replace assault rifles with heavy SMGs, interface plugs and smart plugs. Okay, so we've got 3. So our 3 are wandering into the car park stupidly. We could make them, now we'll say this happens. This is then Timu's going to have a chance to do some socio-engineering and see if Timu can get out of here. So they're wandering up. Owen's got his shotgun in his backpack. Or maybe, no, because you can't conceal it. So Owen's got a shotgun in like a carry-all. Miriam's carrying a carry-all with a deck in it. These 3 security guards come up and they stop them. And Timu is going to attempt to talk his way out of this and to get them to think that they're supposed to be there. Miriam is going to use her personal grooming, which gives her an 8 to try and get him a +1. That is going to be difficult because they're not supposed to be there, which means that she needs to roll 8s. Oh, 7s. She's going to spend 1 luck to get that to an 8 to give Timu a +1. Timu is going to try and talk his way through. He's got persuasion. He's going to just try and do it straight persuasion. He has a 12. This is including the +1. This is going to be difficult, so he needs to do a professional level. This feat takes professional level training. So this will be a professional level, which is in his 17s, which means he needs to roll 6s to get 18. 6, exactly. Okay, so he gets 18. So he's chatting to them, talking to them, saying, oh, we're not, but basically they're going to say, all right, we're going to do a patrol. We'd rather you weren't here when we got back. All right, we don't want any fuss. Because it's a moderate area, They're not really going to pay much attention. They do that. They're then going to come around this far side of the area, and Miriam will go into the net. So the lads are going to be near her. Oh, hold on. As soon as she enters it, the Ifrit is going to know someone is in his net architecture. But he doesn't know to call the alarm because that's not what he's programmed to do. He's programmed to send the defenses, but they're not in. She's not in the area. The Ifrit is coded basically to stop people coming into the warehouse. She's not in the warehouse. So I don't think the Ifrit will do anything. So Miriam will be going outside, and Miriam, they're going to try and get some way to get up there so she can be within six meters of here. So 2, 4, so she needs to be out there, but around that level. So they're going to try and get her to that height. So Owen is going to stand against the wall and Owen's going to see if he can find a box. So Owen's going to roll his locks. He's going to see if he can find a box that he can stand on. So he's got a luck of 6. So 6 plus 5, that's an 11. It's simple. There'll be crates and stuff around. So they find a crate, and Owen climbs up on top of it, and then Owen is going to roll his athletics, and he's going to try and get Miriam up on his shoulders so Miriam can stand up there and try and get into the system. But that's going to kick off the dice pool for the people coming round. So I didn't think, I only thought, what can we do this, just as I sat down and started doing this. So Miriam needs to Miriam goes up, so she is going to need to make a security tech roll to be able to get her Wi-Fi to connect to that spot without being on the outside. So to connect to that entry point, because you can't jack into it, because I'm assuming that you need to be within 3 squares, because you physically plug a cable in. But she's going to attempt to wirelessly break into that spot. So as a DM, I would say, all right, fair enough. That's quite intelligent. I know I thought of it myself, but I thought of it on the spot. So she's basically, so Owen is going to have to make an athletics roll first to be able to get her on his shoulders, which is body based, which is 10. We will make her, she's going to make a complementary athletics roll to climb up there. 10, 16, 16 beats a difficult, so he gets a +1, which gives him 11, +9, which gives him a 20. A 20 is almost heroic, but it is professional. So he's standing there with Miriam on his shoulders, as Miriam's got her deck out, put her visor over, as Timu's standing holding onto Miriam's legs, trying to stop Miriam from slipping too much, as Miriam is attempting to hack in to the access point so she can then start to run the net architecture. So first off, we're going to make Miriam do a security roll. So there's nothing complimentary that we can do about this. No, because she didn't do any investigation. She hasn't spoken to anyone to try and get any advice about this architecture. So it's a 10. We would say it's difficult to get in. So she needs to roll over a 15. She's got a 10 for her security. What do I roll? An 8, 18. Okay, so she's able to hack the wireless network and attach and basically get into the access point to be able to start attacking the architecture. So we are going to say, all right, we will switch into a dice pool, and we will give them how many turns? So instead of giving them turns, we can give a dice pool. So we will say every one of her 3 of her net actions every turn, we will roll the dice pool and see if they come. We will give it a 4, and that's where then those security guards might come back around. If we roll a 1, we take it out of the pool. Already done 1. So we're down to 3 dice in the dice pool for Miriam. Miriam gets into the architecture, and we will switch into initiative order. As soon as Miriam enters, Miriam gets to go. We won't bother doing initiative because as far as she's concerned, she's not competing in anything, and our player doesn't know that. But as soon as she enters and has done her 3 actions, the Ifrit, which is the demon running the system, drops into the initiative order and knows she's there. Now, the Ifrit knows that someone is in the architecture, so the Ifrit is going to start running defences with the 3 drones, the 2 drones and the dog to start running patrols and using their observation cameras to see whether the Ifrit can see there's someone actually inside the warehouse, because it's just meant to protect the warehouse. 1, she is going to learn from her lessons of the past, boot up armor. She is going to boot up eraser. She is going to boot up worm, which is using, so she's jacked in as normal, which is a meat action, and then she uses her net actions. So she activates the program, activates the program, activates the program. End of her first turn. It's not looking good. Second turn. She is going to, I think this would be, she jacks in. Then she would want to see what the lay of the land is. That is using, Pathfinder. That is using Pathfinder, using the action to partially reveal the map of the net architecture. The higher you roll, the more you learn. So she will attempt to run Pathfinder as her first action. So she's jacked in, she runs Pathfinder, which only gives her a 6. So basically all we would tell her is that you don't know how deep this is because it's not a very high roll, but there's a password in front of you. So her next roll is she is going to attempt to use Worm, that she's already got up and running, to do a backdoor check to break through the password. The password is a DV6. Worm gives her a +2. She has a 4, so she needs to roll anything but a 1, really. 6. So she breaks through the password on her third one, and then she will, so she won't attempt to move down at this one, because that will cause, if there's anything below there, she won't be able to react to it. So, end of her next turn. We're only on 2 dice. 1 comes out. They are not looking good. We're on 1 last dice of the dice pool, and then the security guards are going to come back round again. Next one. She comes, she will slide down to level 2. Level 2 contains a raven, which will then spot her. So it has a perception of 6. So she needs to roll, so it rolls a perception of 6 plus 10. So she attempts to roll to slide to get past the raven and then down to level 3. So basically, so the raven doesn't see her. So she has a 4 for her interface skill and a D10 versus a 6 for its and a D10. So it will be blues, she will be yellows. It has a 6, she has a 4. So it is a 6 plus 5 is 11, 4 plus 8 is 12. So she slides past the raven, it doesn't notice her, and she gets down to level 3 where there's a control node for the drone, and that was the end of her, that was her third turn, if I remember rightly. Down to that bit, so the Ifrit has seen that she has passed down, so she's down, so she's been there, what's that, 10 seconds, 30 seconds? They're going to be saying, is everything going all right? Is it all right? And she's saying, all right, it's all fine, just let me get on with it. I've just passed some ice, I've slipped past it, I've got a control node in front of me, it's one of the drones. I'm going to bypass that and drop down to the next level, see what's going on, and see if I can get through and find out where inside the warehouse that is. I might be able to do something at the end of this. Maybe she'll run a path, maybe now she's at this level, she's going to do another Pathfinder in her next turn to see if she can find again what's ahead of her, basically. So she's there. Ifrit is now going to, is it going to do something? So it's gonna, well no, so it's controlling, its primary is to defend. So it is using the 2 drones and the dog to sniff around all the corners and make sure no one's in this warehouse. Someone may be outside probing, that's fine. There's defenses inside the architecture to protect against that, but its job is to make sure that nothing's coming in. So all of these are in heightened levels now inside. We will spiral back round to Miriam's turn. 1, okay. We'll make the security guards. So what is their initiative? They've got initiative of 6. Security guards are going to roll initiative of 6. Plus 6 is 12. Miriam now has to roll her initiatives, because basically they're going to come around the corner and go, oi! Which means that this is going to kick off. We'll do a little combat inside the car park with the guards, and then we'll see what happens. So they come around the corner. Timu, he's got initiative, it's a reflex, so 5. Timu is on 6. Miriam has a 6. Miriam is on, oh, did we roll again? Yeah. 26. Miriam is on 26. The Ifrit goes at the top of the queue, so Ifrit is going to go first anyway. And we've got Owen, who's got a 7 as his reflex. 7, so that's 14, that's 15. So we've got guards on the 12, Ifrit's at the top, so we'll reorder that. This is the side bit here. We will say that they've managed to get a car and put it there, and Miriam is standing on top of the car at the wall over the edge. There is a car over here. We'll say there's a car over there. We'll have 3 security guards who have done their patrol. Actually, I'm going to be kind, so as we can actually deal with this. And I'm going to say that instead of having 3, there's 2. All right, well, let's go. There's a 1 to 3, they're unlucky and there's 3 guards. Or 9 and 10, they're lucky and there's only 1 guard. 4, okay, there's 2 guards. If you ever seen any, I don't know if these have ever appeared on anything I've done, including any of the little skirmish games earlier. So Miriam's up the top. She's trying to still hack in. We've got these 2 security guards turning up going, hey, what you doing? She's on top of the car. Owen's there. He's there. Miriam is going to stay up there, and Miriam is going to try and get into the architecture. First off, she is now on level 3. She's going to run Pathfinder, and she can find out what's further on. That's a good score. That's a 9. So we will say that she can see that there's 1, 2, 3. There's 3 levels down. Is a password on level 6. There's level 4 is a control node of a drone. Level 5 is a control node, and then there's level 6, which is password. So that's I'm going to write these down so I don't forget. That's 1. 2, she will slide down to the password and attempt to pass through the password using her worm that's already up. The password has a DV of 8. She has a 4 for her interface, a 2 for that, giving a 6, means she needs to roll 3s. 3 exactly. Okay, so she cracks through on her second turn of the DV of the password. So she knows the password for that. So she then is going to, on her final turn, no, she doesn't. So she will then slide down to the black ice, slide down to level 7, which is not a move, where there is a hellhound. The hellhound, I should have done this for the last one, which is as we encounter it, we roll interface and any speed bonuses. It rolls speed plus a d10. If we beat it, we get to act first. So this is what we do first. So first off, because she slid down as her last turn, she's interacted with the hellhound. The hellhound has a speed of 6. It would be the blue dice. Miriam, of course, has a interface of 4. So there, it's the blue. So it's got a 6 and 6 is 12. She gets a 4 and 3, which is 7. So it spots her. Okay, it goes into the initiative queue at the top, so above the Ifrit, and it is going to attempt to attack Miriam. It has an attack of 6. Miriam has a defense of 4. It's blues. Miriam gets 18, 22. It gets 11. So it attempts to dash towards her as a giant dog doing her brain damage, and it fails its attack against Miriam. So that's what it instantly does. Now it is Miriam's actual turn. Miriam might be best off. So this is the bottom of the architecture, where she can see the files are here, which will tell her where the synthetic brain is stored in the warehouse. Then they can attempt to get round and get in whilst fighting off these two and whatever's inside. So she has got worm, which gives her +2, which gives her 6. The DV is 6. She needs to roll anything but a 1. 8. So she's able to crack open the file. She knows where it is. There are 6 possible locations. It is in location 4. Location 4. Okay, so she knows from the net architecture thing that it is on the far side, just away from that little door up on the edge, on the other edge of this map, towards this way. So she knows the best thing for them to do is to actually go all the way around the far side. They might have to run in battle with these two, or just deal with them, to come all the way around the far side, come up that door and go in that way, and that's the quickest way in and out of the warehouse. She's still in the net architecture. Owen is going to, what is Owen going to do? Owen can get he's got his shotgun in hand. He could just run up. Owen is going to be a smart one. Owen is going to use got a move of 8. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, run straight up, and with this one here, he is going to attempt to smack that one with a normal fist punch, and then an Aikido move to rip his heavy SMG off of him and basically toss it across towards Timu. That's what his intention is. So he needs to do, he's going to do a melee attack against it with his brawling, which gives him a 14, and it has, or he has, so this is 2 security dudes. I'll try and get some proper minis for security dudes. We'll probably encounter a lot of them. Got dreads and looking very much as though inhabits Night City. This is just the only job that he could get. Trying to earn a wage, looking a bit terrified, basically not very heavily muscled, isn't really holding the gun like he knows what he's doing, i.e. it's a mook. The mook has a skill total of an 11, which is a total of its skill. So basically I'm using John the Wise's 3 mooks. This is a basic mook with an 11. And then we have Owen has a 14. It's going to be used in blues. Owen uses yellows. So it gets a 20. Owen gets a 24. 5, 6, 27. Owen gets a 27. So Owen whacks this dude with his big knucks. It has a body of 7. Big knucks count as a melee weapon, which means it ignores half the armor. I'm learning. Big knucks does 2d6 damage. So 9. Halving is a 3, which is 6 points go through. Then Owen attempts to do an Aikido hit to then disarm him. He has a 12 for Aikido. It has its 11, it's blues, Owen is yellows. It's got, so it's 12, 9. Owen beats it, so Owen then does with Aikido, which is a martial art, which also halves the armor. We would say, what's damage for martial arts? 3d6. doing 10, 12, minus 3 because it halves it, which is 9 points then go through. Putting him down to 10. This is an average goon. I should have made them an easy goon. I'm going to make these easy goons, which gives them a skill of 8. So I'm switching that around now. They've only got body armor, they haven't got head armor. Their initiative should be on a 4, which means that instead of being on a 6, it's a 4, so that goes down to a 10 instead of a 12. And if they've got, so if he's done 15 points of damage in total, because it's only got 10 hit points left, which means they've only got 15 points of hit points anyway, which puts that guard down, as it's an easy guard. And then Owen gets to do a DV 15 check, a Kaido of 12, which means that Owen now is holding. Owen would have then thrown the SMG over towards Timu, and we'll say it's sitting, it sort of skitters next to where Timu is. This dude has gone down. That was Owen's turn. This guard will come back. He is then going to attempt to shoot Owen. He has the SMG. He is going to use a burst of auto fire. It is within 2, 4, 6 meters, which means that he needs to roll 20s. 2, 4, 6, yeah, 20s. He's going to need to roll 20s. He's got an 8. So 8, 9, 10, 11. So even if that was the next one up, which is 17s, as a skill of an 8, he would fail to shoot. So he does a burst of fire near Owen, missing. We then have Timu. Timu has a move. Timu needs to get this dude out of the way quickly. The one burst of fire might not be listened to in the area because Owen used hand-to-hand combat to knock that bloke down. So Timu is going to use his rippers. Timu has a move of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He is not going to be able to get to him and hit him, but that's okay because Owen can clean it up afterwards. All right, we have the Hellhound. So we're end of round, back up to the top. We have the Hellhound. The Hellhound is going to attempt to attack Miriam. Miriam has a 4. The Hellhound has a 6. The Hellhound is blues. Blue 6 is 8. 4 and 4 is 8. It didn't beat the 8. You need to beat the defender. So Miriam survives the attack as it attempts to zap Miriam. We then have the Ifrit. The Ifrit is starting to, it's just basically, no one's entered. So the Ifrit hasn't triggered because nobody has entered the warehouse. The Ifrit will trigger when someone enters the warehouse. It knows someone's in the net architecture, though. It's probably confused how. Miriam has 3 net, so she knows the location. She's got 3 things left. 1 to check out. She can use 2 to place a virus in the system and take out one of the control nodes. All right, so based on this, reading this, so this is the first time we've done this. So she's going to attempt to leave a virus in the system and put the dog control node out of action. So she's not didn't try and take it over. She just wants to put it out of action. That's going to take, because they're using the examples down in the side on page 200, which is a virus which causes control node to malfunction until the virus is destroyed, is a DV of 10, takes 2 net actions. So she takes 2 net actions to do that. She needs to beat a DV of 10. Whatever the DV she rolls above 10 is the DV to get rid of this virus. She fails. So she attempts to put it down. She rolls a 4. So she isn't able to do it, but she still consumes the 2 net actions. And then she is going to safely jack out at this point, leaving the Hellhound behind, being her final action. And then I think she could probably do her move. At that point, she is going to do her move of 7, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then shattered these two. We need to get around this way. That is Miriam. Out of the architecture, the Hellhound is no longer paying attention to her because it's still on that level. The Ifrit is still at the top of the order, knowing that stuff's going down. Miriam has gone. Owen. Owen is going to see Red, push past Timu, dive into this dude and attempt to smack him. Owen has an 10 for brawling. He has an 8 for defense because he is an easy mook. He is the blues, Owen is the yellows. It gets a 10, Owen gets a 16. Owen does 2d6 damage. It's got a 7 body armor, which gives it a 3, which means 5 points go through, which means that it's got 10 points left. As Owen's second, he will do an Aikido attack in attempting to disarm this dude's SMG. The martial arts is a 12. He has an 8. Blues is what the guard is, of course. He gets a 15. Owen gets a 21. The martial arts attack, according to this, is based on body, which is 3d6. Because it's martial arts, it does half SP. Oh, that's no good. So we've got, oh, it's a double 1. No, that's what if it rolls a double 6. So that's 5, 6, 7. It's a 3, means only 4 points go through, leaving him on a 6. So he's still standing, but he is seriously wounded. But Owen can now potentially have the SMG in his hand and basically have disarmed him, which is a 15, which is, it means he needs to beat a 15. He has a martial arts of 12, plus 3 is a 15. He will spend 1 point of luck to be able to beat it. So he strips this dude's SMG off of him and he's holding it in his hand. That would be Owen. Now we've got the guard. The guard has no SMG left. The guard standing in front of Owen. He's just been battered. He's on a -2. The guard might try running away. He's a simple guard, but it's his job, isn't it? He will try, does he have a baton? I reckon they'd have a baton. I'm going to give, what did I give this dude? I gave him a baton. I've said he had a baton, but I turned it to 3 rippers. He's got a baton, which is 2d6. He is going to try and, I'm going to be kind, and I think he would need to use an action to pull his baton from his belt holder. So he had the SMG. He did do, so 1 burst has fired so far out here. So that's, we've been quiet up until that point. Although there's some shouting, there's no gunfire. He is going to try, he's going to remove his baton from his belt and then he's going to try and do a move. His move for a simple, for an easy mook, he has a move of 5. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To create some distance and remove his baton. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so Timu will be able to catch up with him. So to create his Timu, he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and attempt to use his rippers. So still quiet to do an attack. That would be a melee attack, I do believe. The brawling Nux, no. Nux would still count as a brawling attack, wouldn't it? Well, it's Knuckles. It's not a martial, it's not like a melee weapon. But the rippers are. So that is a 10 for Timu. He has an 8 -2, which gives him a 6. 6, okay, Timu misses. Timu misses in attempting to do that. So yeah, Timu very much misses. So 11. So Timu misses. So Timu slashes. The guy just dodges out of the way. That's bottom of the round. We've got Miriam at the top. Is Miriam going to shoot? Miriam is going to double move around. Miriam is at the corner here. Miriam's going to double move this way and attempt to start doing the job properly. So I'm going to move her token on this board over here, and you're not going to be able to see it. So she moves off screen to go start and try and do the job. Basically, she's going to run up and try and crack through that door to have it all ready for them to be able to catch up. Owen Owen has a move of 8, so can easily come around here and he's going to do a double hit on this dude. He's dropped the SMG, which I think you can do as an action. He's going to attempt to hit the dude. The dude's got 6s, so 6 is 10. Definitely that makes Owen win. Owen does, so that would it reduce it? Yeah, probably it's now that. So 3 points goes through. He's only on 3 points. Owen then does an Aikido attack on him. He might as well have done an Aikido attack first because he does 3d6 for the Aikido attack, which goes him 6 and 6 is 12. And then he's got a 12 plus 2 is 14, which means he beats that. The dude's probably only got 2 points of armor left, which is 8 points, so the dude goes down. Timu, so both of these guys are down. So they are all now going to run around to the door and we'll pick up the action at the door. All right, so we pick up action at the door. So this is, we've moved the map across. They are outside, they've gone up the external part of the doors. We'll say that they've grabbed both those heavy SMGs and whatever reloads that they've got. And we'll say that they spent enough time to search the bodies, because who wouldn't? And then they've run across and they've come across and we're at the door. This door is locked. Miriam is going to attempt to get through the door. She has told them, because we rolled the 4, that it just so happens that the where the synthetic brain is kept is here. So Miriam is going to try and get through the door. Miriam needs to pick the lock. Miriam has innate 7, better than most other people. We will say it is a difficult lock, which is a 15. So she has a 17. She gets a 21. She opens that door like an absolute professional. She uses one of the over-the-top door ones, pulls it down, pulls the door, and the door sort of creaks open, and the door opens because she's done such a good roll. They are going to attempt to sneak in. We will have that Ifrit is running the drones, patrolling around the area. And so we are going to say one of the drones is just so happens to be, unluckily for them, in the area patrolling there. We will say there is a 50% chance that the dog is here too. Blues. 55, lucky them. And a 25% chance that the other drone so happens to be in this area. 31, no. Because there'd be less chance that the Ifrit would have both drones in the same place. And we'd probably say that the security dude is still in his little thing and he's checking cameras. Maybe he's gone for a patrol. We'd say there's a 10% chance. 10%? Yeah, 10% chance that he's gone for a patrol. No, 41, definitely not. So we have one thing here. They are going to attempt to sneak down, sneak across and get over to here. We might have it that we'll have a look and see who's got the best actual sneaking skills. They all have a stealth of 10. Who's worst at shooting things? Okay, so they're standing at the door and Timu goes, "Go on then, Miriam, off you go." And Miriam goes, "What do you mean me?" He goes, "Go on, you're the sneaky one. You're all lithe and sneaky." He goes, "You're just as sneaky as me. And also, you're a rubbish shot." Because Timu has a handguns of 9 and Miriam has a handguns of 11. You are a rubbish shot. Off you go, Timu. On your way, lad. Go get the synthetic brain and bring it back to us. So we'll have, we'll go, Miriam, who's at the door first. Miriam is going to come along and try and position herself stealthily over here. Miriam's got a move of 7, so she's going to attempt to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 there and hide behind the edge. We will give her a stealth roll of her 10 for stealth, so she gets a 17. Owen, who's next, who's got an 8 for move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's going to stay there so we can create some crossfire. Owen so happens also have a 10. Owen also rolls a 17 for his stealth. Okay, Timu is going to attempt to come down. So Timu goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then he's going to roll stealth. 15. And he's going to go, he can double move. 16. So he's rolled a 15 and a 16. So for his first move, does the drone spot? So the drone has a 14 naturally. The E for it has a 14. So either way, the drone is actually better. So E for it is better at controlling the dog because the dog has a natural 11. So a 14 with the observation cameras. Oh man, it's definitely going to spot. So we will go. It's going to have a -2, -3 on that one. So 14 means it's 11s. 18. Okay, so as Timu hits here, the drone camera notices and a light starts blinking and the alarm goes off inside the warehouse. So Timu then gets to, so that was his first move. No, his first move was down. No, his second move's there. So he's going to run to the second move. We are going to say that the dog will come in on the edge of the map over here. At this turn, the Ifrit is at the top. We will keep all their initiative orders as it is, and that guard can have the 12 that the other guard had. And he will have to come running across, which I'll do on the other map. And we'll have the other drone is over on the far side, which I'll move down the other map, but we'll have the dog over here. The alarm goes off. Initiative, keep it as the same. The Ifrit gets to go first. The Ifrit is going to, so it rolled a 17, it rolled a 7 plus that, which means it spots all of them. So all of them are spotted as it runs a surveillance sweep on this thing. So this drone is just going to attempt to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then shoot at Timu, who looks like he's the most trying to do something. Pistol shot because it has the equivalent of a heavy pistol, which means it's a 15 to hit. It's got a 14, which is an 18, which means Timu gets shot, doing 4d6 damage. 14 points of damage. Timu's body armor never got fixed, so 14 minus 9 is 5. And his body armor is reduced to 8 because the round hits the body armor, reducing the body armor's effectiveness, and he takes the leftover points of damage, which would be 5 points, taking his hit points, because he wasn't on full hit points because he hadn't fully healed, down to 24. He's not seriously wounded yet, but he's hit. Miriam goes next. This thing is right over the edge close to Miriam, which is within pistol range. She has a very heavy pistol. She is going to attempt to lean over the side and shoot the drone. She needs to roll 13s. She has a handgun of 11. She hits 13, which is not enough, so she is going to spend 1 point of luck to take that. So she hits it, doing 4d6 damage on that drone, doing 15 points of damage on drone 1, which has no body armor. 15 will take that down to 5 hit points. This only has a rate of fire of 1, and then she is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4 to the edge, so she's ready to leave. That's Miriam on the high. Owen, the dog's not actually in yet. Owen is going to see if he can use this shotgun that he hasn't used before. He's going to move up to the edge of the stairs to protect Timu, as Timu is going to try and run along and try and grab something. Owen is going to fire the shotgun quite merrily at this dude. Shotgun slug, a 10 means that he needs to roll a 15s. He has a shoulder arms, of 10. He needs to roll 6s. 5, he's going to spend 1 point of luck to go over the top. He fires his shotgun, which is 5d6. Absolutely brutal. 10, 15, 19. That would kill it in the first place. It gets blown out of the air. Oh, that's incendiary rounds as well. Uses up one of his incendiary rounds. So burning wreckage hits the ground. We then have the guard will run down. The guard is 36 meters in that direction. SMG, which means the guard needs to roll 20s. The guard is going to 36 is, he'd need to roll 25s if he does a full burst. He is going to fire a burst at Owen, who's here. That's 36 meters. So he's up this way. Sorry, he's up that way. And he is down the end, down that way, 36 meters. He fires across the top of the warehouse. They can see him down the far end. He fires across the warehouse at Owen. He's got 14s. He needs to basically, either way he'd roll. He has 11s. So he needs to roll a 10, really. No, 13, he wouldn't hit anyway. So he fires a burst across. There's a burst of rounds comes across. Owen ducks down as rounds sort of pitter the side of the warehouse, making holes as light from the outside comes shining through, as that's the guard. Timu is going to roll. Let's make him, what can he roll? He's going to roll a simple library search to be able to check the indexing system here, run along to where it is, and then grab the thing. He's got library use, 6 rather. 6, that gives him a 10. 10 is exactly what he needs to beat simple, which is a 9. 6 plus 4 is 10, 9. So he knows where it is. He then is going to do his move of 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then grab the item that he needs. Back to the top. Dog comes in. Dog's going to have to, dog's got a 6, and then it's going to attempt to climb up and go over. It's being controlled by the Ifrit, which is 14s. We'll give it a difficult. No, we'll give it a professional, which is 17s. Not 1, okay. A 1 and a 1, which means it fails. So it attempts to climb up and falls down as it attempts to climb over and get to Timu. That's the Ifrit at the top. We've got the other drone, which will say it is going to come across. It's got a move of 6, which, oh yeah, you can see it there. It's there. All right, we'll replace that. So that did a double move to come across here. So it's moved over. It's now in, so it would have moved 1 turn. It's moved 1 turn. It's going to shoot. It can't see Timu, who's down the other side of here. It's got 1, 2, 3, 8, 28 meters. It's going to do a pistol shot, needs to roll 25s. It's got a 14, so it needs 11, 10, 20. Okay, it does a single shot and hits Miriam, doing 4d6 damage for its single shot. Doing 3, 6, 9, 15. 15 against Miriam, hitting Miriam in the chest. It's got 9 points, 15, so that 6 goes through, taking Miriam to 24 hit points, 4 away from seriously wounded. Miriam gets shot every single time. Miriam is over there. So it's come over here, run across, seen the top, seen Miriam over here, because the Ifrit knows where everyone is now. Because once that one drone saw, it knows where everyone is or was. Now the Ifrit has reacquired everyone. No one's tried hiding again. Miriam's going to come back this way and take a shot at this thing. 18 means that Miriam needs to roll 20s. Miriam has 11 for handgun. 14, so Miriam misses. Owen will run around to here. Sorry, you didn't see any of that. Miriam was there, and then Miriam attempted to shoot across at the drone. Owen is there. Owen will try shooting the drone again. He can't get a shot at the dog because the dog's down the other side of this. They can see Timu. They're hoping Timu's going to leg it, get out. So Owen is going to shoot at that drone. 20 with a shotgun gives a 20. He's got shoulder arms of 10. Missing. So missing only 13. So a slug goes past. It's got 2 rounds left. Timu has grabbed the synthetic brain from the location where it was. He's now going to run away. Back to the top. Ifrit is going to can't quite get to him. Is that right? 6 and 6 move for the dog. The dog has a move of 6. Then we have the drone, and it will attempt to shoot Miriam. No, it's going to attempt to shoot this dude who it sees is running away with stuff. 16 means it needs to roll 20s. It's got 14s. That's 19. So a shot rings out. So it would need to roll 6s, yes. No, 20, it needs to roll 7s because it's got 14, it needs to beat 20. So shot rings out and hits this side of the stairs, the metal steering. That's the Ifrit. The security guard is over there. We've got Miriam. Miriam will push past Owen, go. Timu's at the bottom of the stairs. Miriam is going to attempt to shoot at this dog. Pistol shot with 8 puts it at 15s. She has 11s, so she hits the dog. It's a very heavy pistol, doing 4d6 damage. The dog is armoured, body armour of 7, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7, which means 10 points go through. That goes down to a 6, 10 points go through, putting it down to 15 hit points. Now we have Owen. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, maybe he'll shoot first. He'll shoot down at the dog first because it's a shotgun. So 6 means 13s. He just needs to roll. He's got 10, hasn't he? So he needs to roll 4s. So burn another luck, putting down to 3 luck, doing 5d6 damage. So he's got 10, 13, 14, 19 points of damage against the dog, who's now on 6, which is 13s, which puts it down to 2 hit points. And it's on fire, which means at the beginning of its turn, it takes 2 points of damage and is going to die anyway. So it starts to burn into a husk down there. And then Owen goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and gets out the door. That's Owen. Now we've got the guard. The guard is down on the far end. The guard will then do a single move here. Then I'll hide the guard's token because we don't need that anymore because the guard is on the map. The guard will attempt to... can he see Timu? He probably can't see Timu from where he is, but he can see Owen and he can see Miriam. So 28 with the SMG, single shot, which means he's got to roll 20s. He's got a 14, which means he needs to roll 6. He needs to roll, has he got 14s? No, he's got 11. 20, which means he needs to roll 9s. No, he's got a 1. He critically fails. Okay, so he fires a shot at Miriam, just pinging off the edge of the balcony in front of where Miriam is. Miriam ducking down out of the way. That's the guard. Now we've got Timu. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as he pushes past Owen and then legs it out. We are then done. Back to the top. We will have the drone is going to close distance on Miriam. Attempt to shoot Miriam. 6 is close range, which is 13s. It can't miss unless it rolls a 1. Nope, it hits Miriam. It's a very heavy pistol, 46. Doing 10, doing 14 points of damage on Miriam. Miriam has got messed up again, which means that, what was that, 14? So 6 points go through, putting her on 18. She's now seriously wounded. That's it for the Ifrit. Miriam gets to go. Miriam is going to double move. She gets out. Then Timu, and then Owen. Owen double moves, and we will say that that is them getting away. Okay, that was another long one. That's going to go over an hour. I do apologise. We will do all the closing stuff. We will work out what happens afterwards. We will do experience and all that stuff next session because we are basically well over for that one. I think I just enjoy Cyberpunk Red too much. Thank you very much for watching. If you're a subscriber, thank you very much for being a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. Thank you very much to the Adventurers Guild, whose names have already passed. I'm not going to do any more talking. I will deal with it all next session. I will see you next week to find out what happened after the warehouse run. See ya.